Saddle up, David. We're about to go for a wild ride with Penelope.
Zach's favorite things, finished bourbon. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to review not one, but 4 Penelopes.
Yes, our second time doing this.
Yeah,
Right
second
after
time.
we recorded the first time, we did have barrel strength in here, right? First time?
No, I think it was just these 3.
Was it just these 3?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
it was just these 3.
So we were going to release these, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, and this thing's going to be coming out. So I was like, well, we'll wait.
We'll wait and we'll redo this. So, so we're going to go through here and just kind of review them.
Yeah, so give Penelope a little shout out here. Have done. Hold on. Wait your turn.
Sorry that just took me by surprise. That is not at all what I was expecting.
Told you it was going to be a wild ride.
It is a wild ride.
So, to give them a little credit, arguably, people who have had the best year so far is Penelope, because they sold MGP for a magic crap ton of money.
Yep.
So, shout out to them. This has kind of been a recent little darling that's came out with the Rio, even though his expression would tell you otherwise.
No, it smelled wonderful.
So this is the Rio. It is this hot, new, popular blend with the... I can never ever say this right, but... Ambarana, right?
Ambarana.
Yeah, Ambarana. And honey finish, which is one of Dave's favorites. We do have the Rose Cast, and then we have
That's
the
Rosé.
Rosé Cast, sorry, the News Batch of Architect, and then the Valencia. Valencia.
Right.
Which we'll kind of talk a little bit more as
we will.
So, but I'm super excited, David.
Me too. I'm really excited.
Because honestly, by the time we get to Valencia, I can't imagine our palate's going to be able to see anything. Because these are all 4 so different than one another. It's totally going to trash our palates.
I just don't know what they're going for with this smell. There's a little bit of cinnamon in there.
Yeah. By the way, I just recently got this. This is why it's not open. But I was able to grab a sample from a buddy of mine. So he's had his is like halfway drank. So I figured it's been open for about a month or so. So that's why I was able to get it. Because I think it's very different from it being open fresh crack to now being open.
It's got honey in there.
Yep.
And it kind of smells like a Teddy Graham.
You're not the only one saying that. I've had friends that keep saying that.
Yeah.
Get a pastry smell.
I mean,
cinnamon.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Holiday spice cookie.
From nose alone, I would probably not drink this.
It's finished in a honey barrel too.
It
I
just doesn't
love that.
It doesn't. I mean, it does smell kind of honey, but it's like honey mixed with like trash.
Well, oh my gosh, the other finish though, I'm just not a big fan of it. Of the whatchamacallit, the word I always have a hard time saying.
Ambarana?
Yeah, that one. I'm typically not. It's just there's too much sweetness to it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm gonna try this because we said we would.
You also get like, and this is taking me back to flashbacks I do not like, but remember our little cocktail old fashioned video?
Ugh.
Yeah. So take like that orange bitters note.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that in there too.
Yeah. There's just something off-putting on the nose. And I don't know if it's just that it's so overwhelmingly honey or the cinnamon mixed with the honey. I just don't know.
That would have by far won our cocktail old-fashioned contest.
Now here's what I'm going to tell you. On the palate,
That's a serious face.
on the palate, this is way better than the nose. I still don't love it, but it's way better on the nose. It's kind of got a sweet little thing, like sweet little spot on the palate, but it seems to me to turn quickly like sour at the end of it.
You think it turns sour?
Just there's something off-putting about it, and sour's not the right word, but there's something on it that just once it sits on my palate, I don't like what it leaves behind.
So I get like a burnt graham cracker note on the end. I'm trying to think. Like if you had like a combination of like a sugar cookie / honey cookie, that's like a thing. I don't even know if a honey cookie is a thing or not. But it is almost like if you go to like a Whole Foods store or something and they just had pure bars of honey.
Yeah.
Like natural
maybe
pure bars of.
That is what it is.
And it's like you're just kind of taking off small.
That is what
it
is. That is what it is. I think you're completely right. Now that you said that, that's what it is. Like I like honey, but I could never sit and just eat a bunch of honey.
Yeah. I will say I like the honey parts and notes of this because I feel like it rounds it out. Like where like that sweetness is like in there on the, like the middle of the palate and it's just ready to go. That honey's like sitting there like holding the reins, bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. It's holding some sort of reins.
You are not a fan of this.
I am not.
I am shocked.
At all.
I am really shocked. I thought this would be like, this is so weird and wild. It's right up your alley.
It is weird and it is wild, but it's almost too honeycomb sweetish. It's like sweet to me.
Oh yeah, honeycomb, that would be kind of a good note there.
Like it's too much.
It is a lot. This is something that like
somebody's gonna love. Obviously, people are gonna love this.
Oh, sure. I like that I have it. It's such a funky, wild, flavorful experience. Exception the finish. The finish, there's not a whole lot there.
No,
but there's a ton of stuff going on. And to give it credit, it's only 98 proof. Yeah, it's 98 proof. By the way, they didn't talk anything. This is the standard 4-grain mash bill form, 75% corn and 7% rye, 15% wheat, and 3% malted barley. It's aged 4 to 6 years. It's $90.
This almost smells like a Christmassy hot apple cider. Now that I go back to it, that's kind of what it tastes like, smells like. It's fine. I would never buy one, but that's just me.
I'm happy I own it. I think it'll be cool to open and first.
I think it's good for people like if you have friends that don't like traditional bourbon, like this would be like the perfect thing to bring out and go, oh, you don't like Stag Junior? Here, try this.
Yeah, this is very true. Or if you have a friend that's really big into cocktails.
Yeah.
This thing to me, the more kind of from that being open for a while, just has a lot more.
I think if you added something to that, like I don't know, club soda, or maybe even like a little bit of Sprite or something, that would harshen it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like take the sweetness away, like take just to
mellow out the sweetness.
Yes, mellow out the sweetness a little bit.
Maybe over the rocks.
I think, that might work. Might throw some water in it at some point and see.
All right.
So next, the Old Rosé.
Yep. So this is another 4-year, same mash bill as before. It's 94 proof and it's $72.
$72.
This is gonna be wild from going from that to that.
I mean, right away the nose is very subtle in comparison to the other one.
It's almost like a little muted.
Yeah. I remember this from the first time that it had some floral notes to it and stuff, which, but as far as what I'm getting on it now, it's freaking hard to smell anything. All right.
I do agree there is floral notes. Creamy, vanilla.
Yeah. Right away that I like this so much better than the first time I drank it. I should have started the first one with Rio. Maybe that would
I
have.
think this is, yeah, I agree. I think this is good. There's a nice creamy strawberry, like ice cream, vanilla note there.
Mhm.
I know I'm just saying like a whole lot of things, but it's sweet. The finish, there's not a lot of finish there.
No.
You get more vanilla, like a vanilla cream still.
Yeah. I think it's nice and smooth. Like there's nothing off-putting about that at all. Nothing. It's just a nice, easy.
Yeah, I think it's honestly, it's sweet but not over sweet. It gets a little kind of like juicy with those flavors.
Yeah.
The more you drink on it, it's a smidge drying. I think it's good. Again, I think it's good. I think this is honestly, so whenever I've talked to different store managers and from talking to people, it sounds like a lot of females really come over to this one. They really like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I know my wife wouldn't like this at all.
My wife wouldn't either.
My wife would not. But I do think it's like, again, like really nice. Like this is something like I would want to drink outside, like in like a summer evening.
Yeah.
Something,
I could see that.
something like it's just it's really nice.
I could see that.
Maybe a smidge chill, like if the whiskey itself. I don't want an ice cube or anything, but it was just like a little cold.
Yeah, stick it in a cooler or stick it in the freezer.
Yeah,
for a little bit. All right, so Architect.
Yep. So this is going to be the highest proof one.
Yeah.
And technically has highest age in it. So the proof is 104. By the way, this is batch 4, I think. Yes. Build 4. Sorry if this is not the newest build by the time I think I originally bought it.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the Valencia, or not Valencia, the cask this is batch 5 as well. So, but the age on this is supposed to be between 4 to 5.5 years old. So again, say mash bill, and I forget what I paid for this. I think they're like $80.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Like $80, $85. I think these have the same kind of notes. Like to me, like they both have a very vanilla, kind of sweet, kind of creamy note to it.
Okay.
Except for this one is a little more bold, where this one is very smooth. And it's like I feel like it's very soft and subtle.
Yeah.
Like this one's a little more bold in those smells. And you get a little bit more oak in this one than.
Yeah, so I agree. There's like a sweet vanilla note. There is oak. You almost get like a melted, like it's almost like a. Like if you melted like a Milky Way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Bruce will have at it. Melt the Milky Way. It's creamy.
Yeah. There's some. It's almost like a chocolate covered peanut.
Yep.
I
could taste that.
I agree. There's like a little bit of like a coffee creamer in there. You get a lot more dark notes on this one, like some Nestle powder or chocolate powder. There is a little bit of heat on the back end of it.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of that ethanol kind of heat.
Yep. I think it stays with you the longest.
Which I'm kind of surprised about too.
Yeah.
Some vanilla.
It stays with you a little bit longer than the other ones. All right.
I definitely agree with the chocolate peanut, and then there's like a little bit of like a smokiness to it, like tobacco kind of product with that.
Yeah. All right, now the old Valencia. 97 proof, 4-year.
$75, and this
75.
is batch 1.
Uno.
And personally, one of my favorites. First time I went through it.
I think the orange is definitely in there.
Like you think, it's like the juiciest, orangest bubblegum. Little oak,
Yeah.
a little bit more orange, some baking spice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Subtle. It's nothing that's too overpowering on any of those notes.
No, as honey smelling as this one is.
Yeah.
If I would have tried this first and like looking at these, I would be worrying about this at the end. But because we've done this one before,
Yeah.
I knew that it was more subtle. But if I was just tasting them in line,
Sure.
this one would worry me. Like, what are they? Did they stuff an orange in there or what?
Man, I just really like that. It's so refreshing.
Again, it's super smooth, super
Citrus. There's a
that
little bit of
that
floral.
citrus on there is really, really nice. There's a vanilla note in there that is really, I think, balances out with that citrus note.
What's that finished in?
Narnia cask.
I'm terrible about this.
This is from Narnia.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's Naranja or Naranja, whichever way. We could look it up, but
He took Greek, so I expect him to be able to explain all this stuff. I don't even have to sip that yet. That's still my favorite.
mm-hmm.
I really, really, really enjoy this one. For somebody who does not like French bourbon, I really enjoy this.
Yeah, that one's good. Then now you're talking about sitting beside a pool and
Yeah.
sipping on that sucker.
Yeah.
I'd sip on that a lot.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's super easy on the palate, super easy on the finish, but it has really good just citrus, orange notes to it. There's a little vanilla, little floral notes. Stop. It ain't that bad.
Way back here. That's my finish.
What do you recommend out of these?
The Valencia and the Rosé.
Okay. You don't recommend the Architect?
It's fine, but I don't feel like it's anything super special. There's other things at $75. I would say spend it on that.
I don't think it's crazy at $75 though.
No, I'm not saying it's crazy, but they're like at $75. I could picture lots of other things that I would put in it.
So
Oh gosh, this is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be bad. This is
I
gonna be a
definitely
bad.
recommend the Valencia and the Rosé. Here's what I would say. I think I recommend this just because it's going to be such a different experience out there. It's not going to be for everybody. It's just, at the end of the day, it's not going to be for everybody. Me and the guys I run with, I'm surprised and not surprised about people who like it and dislike it. But at the same time, like, I could see everybody hating this and everybody loving it all at the same time.
I would
Just
need
so
to, I
different.
think like an ice cube or two in it might mute it a little bit to help it. But I'm not even trying that. I smelled it. I'm not even trying it.
Here's my thing with the Architect series. I feel like I can get finished toasted stuff for cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to recommend this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's like $80. So
I don't think you're gonna hate if you spend the money on it. You're not gonna hate it.
No, I don't think you will either. I just think there's better products
I
for
agree
that
with
design.
for sure.
So
All right, tell us what you think, and until the next time,
we'll see ya.
we'll see you.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad.